Quorum present here in the room, and we have some folks remote. Our next meeting is December 18th. We'll have an Audit and Finance Committee meeting at 9. Brian, do we need any other committee meetings at this point?
Nope. Not unless we hear of a legal one that pops up.
Okay. I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of the October 23rd meeting.
So moved.
Joe, second. Noella, all in favor. Mr. Schultz, CEO's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Not a large report this time. We've only had a few weeks since our last meeting. Downtown Circulator, Steve Cagle and I met with Syracuse Mayor's Office staff. We're attempting to roll that out the first week of December. We've run into some, as many of you noted, trying to get here today, some detours and delays.
Oh, yeah.
And unfortunately, those delays are right on the circulator route. So we are gonna wait, possibly just prior to the Christmas holiday, but it's looking now like it might be after the first of the year, as those projects continue to get delayed. CARES Act, as Linda reported, we've drawn down a little over $15 million out of our funds so far as of the end of October. I noted that as of 16 employees company-wide, we're out that number. We are not immune to the spikes that you've seen in the community. That number's now up to 23. We currently have 5 positive cases to report. I've also met with operations over the last week to ensure that if we do see a continued spike, especially in bus operators, that we're able to provide service and kind of look forward to see what service we would have to modify or reduce. We do not want to go back to the running just Saturday service during the week. We want to be able to put as much service on the road as possible, so we are pre-planning for that. The only other thing that's not on there I want to talk about, I do want to thank Linda, her staff. Linda was kind of thrown into this with Christine's retirement and hasn't skipped a beat. Budget got done, NTD report got done, 17A report got done, and they're very time consuming and very tedious. And of course, none of them are on the same formats, so that makes it even more challenging. So Linda, you and your staff, thank you very much. And everybody that participated in the budget, as Linda said, it really was a group effort. Everybody puts their best foot forward so that we can get this document out on time every year. And I just want to thank everyone for that.
Thank you.
And that's all I have, unless there's any questions.
Brian, any discussions on the federal front or the state front about any news on funding in the future, or has things been quiet?
I participate in 3 different APTA calls every month, and that's nationwide, so there's about 90 of us on the call. It's really funny, it's a Zoom call, so the screen you see for everybody is about the size of a postage stamp. The common thread of those calls is continuing to push for additional transit funding in the next stimulus. We're hopeful that we're going to get it. Both houses have agreed that transit is important. I really think it's just them getting on the same page as to what other stuff they want to fund. So I'm hopeful that you can see some more CARES Act funding, or HEROES Act, they're calling this one. And then the other things we talk about are, who's brought back service, who hasn't. There's several properties throughout the country that currently are still not collecting fares, not allowing their passengers to board from the front. We were quite a bit ahead of the curve because we have been ordering buses with the operator shields, plexiglass. So a good percentage of our fleet already had that. And we got going right away to get the rest of the fleet up, and now they can't get the supplies because everybody wants to do it. So we're a little bit ahead of the curve on that one. And that's really, I think the funding piece is going to be important, and we're all hopeful that it's going to be there.
Good. Okay, Audit and Finance Committee had a limited amount of topics today, but we had a couple heavy ones here. First of all, Linda gave a presentation on our financial reports through October. I think the one thing I've been walking away with is the increase in the mortgage tax. Seems to be doing much better, and actually what Linda said, record numbers, so it's going very well. Just keeping a good look on the health insurance line. There could have been some delays in the use of certain procedures over COVID. Most likely that's going to spike up. At this point, nothing major within those numbers. A motion was made to the full board to bring it to the full board for adoption. Need a motion? Robert, second. Luella? All in favor? Aye. Most of the meeting was about discussing our 21-22 proposed budget. We believe this is a very good, strong budget based on a lot of moving pieces right now. Some areas that I thought I was impressed with, was the ability of Brian and the authority to be creative on the reorganization, which had a direct impact on a reduction in salaries and wages, which furthermore ran through into the fringe benefit with that, was driven. We also had a nice discussion regarding capital, what is funded and what is not funded yet, trying to, I think as EJ said, close the gap on some of the unfunded projects. And we talked about cash flow, we talked about the use of reserves, where we're gonna be projected. It's very difficult in this game to project numbers because of the movement, but where we seem to have more challenges a few years out, I think we're on top of that. But right now, it looks like, I think I'll ask our VP of Finance, we have a balanced budget in place.
We do.
That's
Our proposed
important.
budget is balanced
That's important.
at this point in time.
Right. It's, that's good, because sometimes we have to build
They
budgets.
can change with an email Monday morning.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to build budgets with deficits in this kind of business that we're in, and kind of wait to see some news on how we will fill those gaps.
This is an incredibly challenging business to run because so little of our funding we control.
Right.
You know, fare box, advertising, we can control that a little bit. Other than that, we've got to wait for what other people decide to do, and it's difficult.
So we have I think it's solid. I think Linda, the captain, just did a hell of a job. So with that being said, any other comments with the board, or I'll ask for a motion? So the board made a motion, excuse me, the committee made a motion to bring it to the full board, so at this point, I'll need a motion to bring this forward. Robert, second. Luella?
So moved.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And then finally, one resolution. I can't remember too many meetings where I only had one resolution, so I'm gonna hold this pretty good, because I feel like, wow, pretty efficient today. But it was a big resolution. It was a resolution regarding the 5-year bus procurement. Caitlin presented that, went out with the proper bidding protocol. This is quite a large purchase over a number of years, and the award for the contract will be going with Gillig, which seemed to rise to the top as far as from a price point. And I think we got a plan in place here, and this is primarily for Onondaga and Oneida at this point. So
It's a rare meeting when you can say Caitlin only spent $11 million.
yeah, I know, my God. We'll have to take it back from somewhere on her salary or something, so we can make up for it. But no, she did a very good job with this, Caitlin. And with that being said, the motion was made to bring it to the full board for approval. I need a motion at this time. Robert, second?
So moved.
Okay, Tina moved it, Robert seconded it. All in favor, or was that Darlene?
Darlene.
Okay.
Darlene.
Okay, thank you. All in favor? Aye. Okay, very good. At this point, there's no other business with audit and finance, so, we're gonna move into, Joe DeGray, I know has an operations report for us.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you and good morning. Just two items on the report this month. As you are aware, the board's aware, a few months ago, you guys approved a new revenue collection system for the Regional Transportation Center, also known as the RTC. That project is in its final stage, and we hope to anticipate to be collecting revenues early next week, just prior to the Thanksgiving holiday. Obviously, this year, there's not a lot of travel, so the immediate impact won't be that great, but we will be prepared going forward to collect fares on a daily basis with cars when travel does start picking back up, so that'll be the good news.
We're
And I
circulating that
believe
ticket
there
around,
is
Joe.
I believe there's a ticket out there somewhere that shows the new QR code. That's going to make it more accurate and more defined for the customer, and an easier process for us to get our payments. So that'll be good news as well. Second item is the Rome Transit Hub, which was, as I think you guys were discussing earlier, prior to the meeting, that this was a grant-funded building that was paid for with the City of Rome. They received some initiative money from the state for their downtown projects. So they covered the expense of this hub, which is good news for us. We had a couple of small expenses, cameras, door locks, and bus monitoring systems, but that was a very small portion of that total cost. The good news is it is open. It opened November 2nd. Our customers are now in a climate-controlled waiting area, which does get them out of the elements, which is good news. It's very nice. There's pictures on the table, I believe. It's actually a nice building. And so far, the customers, we've gotten good response and return from them regarding not to have to stand outside and wait in the cold. So overall, it's been very good. We are maintaining the cleanliness of that building on a daily basis from a normal, mopping situation, but we're also implementing all of our COVID-19 protocols as well.
You answered my one
And that's
question.
it.
You answered my one question on that, and I have to say that it does look very nice in the area where it was, and it looks nice. The only thing I would love to see, but I know it's a Rome structure, too bad we couldn't have got Central or something on there that just identified us as part of that. Maybe we could in the future, Joe. Maybe you can.
Nick, we are actually working on that.
Oh.
If you look at the one main picture that's taken from across the street, and there's that big brick opening on the bottom,
Yes.
we have requested that we get our Central logo put right there.
I don't even know why I come here. Great. Good job. Good. Very, very good. Okay, so, what do we got left here, folks? We don't have, we have an update on our, Mr. Joe on the legal.
Certainly. The legal committee met this morning in executive session. A legal matter was discussed and no action was taken.
Okay. Mr. Schultz, any old business?
No, sir.
Okay. Board, any old business? No. Barry, any old business?
I am old business.
That's the
Listen,
first step
on
is realized.
on behalf of the board, we want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving. Family and friends are, I think, important. That make a lot of this stuff really not matter much in life. So enjoy your Thanksgiving on behalf of the board.
You too.
And, God bless you. Move for adjournment. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.